Hello ladies and gentlemen, Safehouse here, and today I'll be talking to you about fishing in ArcheAge. There are two different types of fishing, one just being regular and the other being sport fishing. Ever since patch 1.2, regular fishing does not turn a profit with the removal of waterlogged lockboxes and sacks, but it does still get you experience towards your fishing skill. Your fishing experience affects what kind of rods you can use and what types of lures. The better rods obviously doing more damage to the fish and giving you a better chance of catching the larger ones. The type of rod does not affect normal fishing though. Okay, so to begin fishing, all you need is a bamboo rod and bait worms. The bamboo rod can be crafted or purchased on the AH. It does have a time limit on it though, as all rods do, this one being 3 days. Bait worms can be obtained via the AH as well, or through farming. They can be quite expensive, and you won't make your money back from the worms by doing this type of fishing, although like I said before, it is really all about the experience. Once you have your worms and your rod, you can go down to any body of water, salt or fresh, and cast with the fishing rod equipped. If you right click on the cast button and then click on the water, you will auto cast and can AFK while you catch fish. Make sure you have a decent amount of room in your inventory though, because there are a lot of different types of fish and that will fill up pretty quick. Also make sure you have a decent amount of labour as well, because each cast costs 5 labour. But yeah, like I said, this isn't really profitable and you're only going to be losing money from doing this because the worms are quite expensive, and there is a better way to level up fishing that I'll explain after I talk about sport fishing. So now for sport fishing, you need a rod, lures and chum. Different kinds of fish need different kinds of chum. I will chuck a link in the description to the wiki page that covers all the different types of chum, lures and rods. Lures can be crafted or purchased from the Blue Salt Brotherhood vendor for pretty cheap. The vendor is located in Windshade for the west and Anvilton for the east. You can also purchase them from your fishing ship if you have one, or from your farmer's workstation. You will want yellow lures and the bamboo rod if you are just starting out. Finding a fishing spot can be quite difficult too, especially out in the ocean, because they are only noticeable by seagulls circling around the location. If you have a fishing boat, you will have access to a radar that will show you where all the fishing locations are in your area, so that's obviously going to be really handy and make fishing a lot easier if you do have access to a fishing boat, but they are really expensive and hard to get. Once you do find a fishing spot though, all you need to do is check what type of fish it is, make sure you have the right chum, right click on your chum, and then click back on the fishing location to throw the chum in. This then allows you to cast the sport fishing ability on your rod. Once you cast, the timer appears down the bottom, in which you have to hook a fish or you're going to lose your lure and you must cast again. If you don't hook a fish, you still get experience and vocation badges though, so don't worry too much about that. There are 7 different kinds of sport fish and there are different sizes as well. The big ones being worth more gold obviously, but having more HP and making them harder to reel in. You'll find the small fish have 18k HP, the medium fish have 30k, and the large fish have 37k, so probably don't waste your time with a larger fish if you're only just starting out. Now after all that, once you actually hook a fish, you still have to get it in. Your abilities will light up on your rod and you'll have to match the debuff on the fish with the correct skill on the rod in order to defeat it. Only 2 of the 5 abilities deal damage to the fish, and these are the ones you want to come up. The other 3 have to get right, otherwise the tension on the line builds up until the fish escapes. You can see me doing this in the background while I talk a bit more. All you need to do is to keep matching the debuff with the ability as fast as you can. You can keybind these abilities or click them like I am. It is really a matter of personal preference, and as you can see, I have dragged the target's HP bar down so it's easier to see. You can do this by shift clicking on it. If you take too long, the fish will also get away, but if you do manage to get it down to 0 HP, it will die in the water or on the boat where you can go and pick it up. It does act like a trade pack though, so make sure you have a way of getting the fish to port to hand in, because you can only obviously take one at a time, otherwise it can be really annoying moving so slowly with a giant fish on your back. You hand in fish at fish stands that are located at ports all around the map. You can find them by going into your map and under the infrastructure tab and ticking the fish stand option so that now you can see them on your map. Now the best way to level fishing is to go to the largest lake in your faction, 2 crowns for the west and likely the lake in Silent Forest for the east, and start sport fishing in that location but not reeling the fish in. You receive the experience as soon as you hook the fish, so you don't need to reel it in, and this way you can level up fast. So all you need to do is cast, hook the fish and then just cast again. It is way cheaper than using bait worms and gets your fishing up a lot faster as well. Fishing is one of the best ways to make gold in the late game guys, especially if you have a fishing ship and the time to go fishing regularly. It is a great way to make gold without using a lot of labour too, which is a pretty big deal in ArcheAge. If you have any further questions on fishing, throw them down in the comments section below and I will get back to you ASAP. Thanks for watching guys, and good luck landing those monster fish.